All right, welcome back to Dennis's Sustainable Kitchen. So it's been a minute, but I'm still here, still standing, at least right now. So today we got $3 spaghetti, lentejas, lentils, rojas, red. But when I think of red lentils, I think of masoor dal. And if you've never cooked red lentils, they're delicate. I remember the first time I cooked them, one, I cooked them too rough, too abrasive, but two, then it just turned into like this porridge. And so when I see this, I'm not sure. I've never tried it. But yeah, I figured, hey, why not? The thing with this is when we talk about money way sabor, is it worth the $3 that I paid for it? It was on sale. One, so we got to see, first off, since it's a legume pasta, does it actually work? So remember, I'm very skeptical when it comes to the time on the box. So this thing says 8 to 10 minutes. So I take off about 25%. So I'm going to go with 6 to start. The problem that I have here is looking beyond the marketing, beyond the fluff. What it says here, we already start wrong because it says to serve with your favorite sauce. So there's a problem with that. If your favorite sauce, let's say, is a cream-based sauce, let's just take an Alfredo, for example. Very cream dense sauce. This is not a regular pasta. It's not a wheat pasta, semolina pasta. It's going to be grainy. So I think about it as you're adding a silky, smooth pasta with some light sandpaper, so they're not going to meld very well. So if your go-to favorite sauce is an Alfredo or a very rich cream sauce, this may not be the best option for it. So what does work with red lentils? Red lentils tend to have a sweeter flavor. So they're very delicate to cook, sweeter, nutty, a bit of earthiness, something that is bright in acid, cumin, like a vinegar, something that can complement that sweet and sour. So I forgot to turn on my water. So yeah, if you follow the instructions and it says serve with your favorite sauce, we're already starting on the wrong foot. So just keep that in mind. Now on the back, it just says to complement this with some earthy aromas, olive oil, diced tomato, and Parmesan. Yeah, it's the go-to thing when you think of Italy. So I actually still have tomates, Parmesan, ajo, and olivo. So that's what we're going to test it with. And if that doesn't work, I'm still having my tomatoes. So is this really a good alternative? Well, that's what we're trying to find out. In terms of nutrition, for 2 ounces, which we need to weigh out, 15 grams of protein. If you eat the whole box in one sitting, you get 60, but that's 4 servings. So 4 people are supposed to eat out of this. I'm not sure that's going to happen, but let's find out. So I'm not going to cook all 8 ounces of this. It's just too much. I'm going to be adventurous and cook 4. So it's 112 grams. So how many of you like spaghetti? Oh, red spaghetti. All right, let's see what this, it looks like spaghetti. I'm not the biggest fan of spaghetti, but, it looks like it. The fans like it. All right, so we got our water boiling. Now we got to put it in there. And what did I say? Timer, 6 minutes. So one thing is, what I don't like about spaghetti is having to find a way to get it in the pot, because I could break it in half, but then for those that like spaghetti, it's not very long. I compare it to, like, I love ramen. You're not going to cut your ramen noodles in half. You want that slurpiness. So don't do that to spaghetti for the spaghetti lovers. All right, so far it hasn't fallen apart, so we're off to a good start. All righty then. Well, in the meantime, I'm just gonna cut up my tomates. So I have some early girl tomatoes that I bought at the market. They're good. So these are good on its own. Well, that goes. So I'm just slicing them, because I'm just gonna have these regardless if the pasta's good. Okay, so this is still, turn it down a little bit. That's delicious. All right, what's the next question? How does this compare in cooking time? Well, legume pastas, ones I've worked with, they're fairly time sensitive. So I go less on the timing. Here's the thing. Everybody's cooking equipment cooks differently. If you have a gas stove, if you have a radiant heat stove, it might be a little bit different heat-wise. So then that's another reason to be cautious of the time. So it's lost some of its color. Oh, there's our timer. All right, so 6 minutes. That still needs to go. It's still pretty raw. I don't know yet. So what am I looking for here when we talk about money, waste, sabor? Is it worth $3. I mean, we got it on sale, so I think it's four something. Let's just say $4, right? So $1 a serving. But what I'm looking for is, one, does it hold up, right? Because if it's cooked, I think you've seen in some other ones, this might only be good hot. Maybe you can't cool it down or reheat it. Does it actually taste like something, right? Because, you know, this is a good gluten-free option, vegan option, plant-based protein, but it's only good if it tastes good and it actually works. And then if you pair it with the right ingredients. Because like I said, if you pair it with the heavy cream-rich sauce, it's not gonna feel as great. And so sometimes when I mention that I have like a plant-centric diet, no, I'm not vegan. The thing is, I like to see what options are out there because, again, I'll taste it. If I like it, I'll buy it again. But then the other part is you can buy this stuff, but if you follow the instructions that are on there, you might cook it right and then it tastes terrible or it doesn't taste right. And you're like, oh, that sucks. All right, I'm going to do one more minute. So close to the 10 minutes, right? It says 8 to 10 minutes. I mean, it hasn't fallen apart in the water. So that's already a good sign. Sometimes those things just start turning into mush, into masa, and then you're done. All right, so we got the 10 minutes. I'll take it out. All right, I'm gonna cool that real quick. All right, we're back. So it's kind of stiff, and it feels like it's undercooked, but it's been there the 10 minutes. So it's a little chalky. So I'm wondering if it needs to be cooked longer, but it bends well. And then it breaks. All right, let's just overcook it. See how it does. Flavor-wise, it is a little sweet, not as earthy as I thought it would be. So yeah, we'll have to see. But it is really stiff. It's gonna wrap really nice around your fork with a little wrappy thing. I mean, if you eat it with tomato and stuff like that, it gives you a little bit of a crunch. So it actually complements it well. In that case, pasta salad, but I would need to cut the spaghetti a little bit. I think it'll look funny though. In the meantime, jira, comino, also known as cumin. I think I was saying, think of red lentils or think of masoor dal. Now, Indian food has a lot of spice, ginger, garlic, cumin. So a touch of cumin on your tomatoes, a touch of garlic, right? Leaves a bit of lemon juice, just a little bit of acid, but it goes really nice. It actually complements the pasta really well. All right, so let's stick this in for another minute or so. That's why you don't trust the instructions, or at least I don't. Is it gluten-free according to the box? Yes. So I'm on the fence with this right now. All right, that's as far as I'm gonna go. That would be like 12 minutes. And you can see it did cook a little bit more. It's a little lighter, but now still chalky. Oddly enough, the taste changed. Now it's not as sweet. It tastes better like this. So I guess that would be the product. I don't know. Let's burn it real quick. Not really. What else do I have in here? Calabrian chili. That'll give it the citrus brightness. Undecisive at the moment. Un sabor raro. All right, let's see how this... Now, I haven't added any salt. I didn't even salt the water. Well, the good news is you can cook it on a pan and it won't fall apart. So that's a win. All right, money way sabor. I'm going to call this a conditional fail or conditional pass. Keyword is conditional. So money-wise, $3. For $3, I think it was all right. For $4, I'm not sure, unless you really are heavy plant-based food. If you're looking for gluten-free option, it is a gluten-free option. If you're looking for like spaghetti noodles, this is not it. And flavor's good. So was it a waste? Not really, because I'm gonna have it. This is gonna be lunch right now. So like that plan B option. Yeah, money-wise, $3, $4, not bad. Wasteful? No. Because it doesn't fall apart. So I'm going to have it. Taste is good. Texture is a little different for those that like wheat or semolina pasta. But yeah, so hopefully that answered some questions. I'm not going to say go grab it. Not for everybody. Yeah, caramelize it with a little bit of tomato, maybe some tomato paste. That's much better. So hot, cooked down with some vegetables, mushrooms, olive oil, nice garlic, some heat. That'll do the trick. So final thoughts. I think going back to where I said it's a conditional fail. Why do I say it's a conditional fail versus conditional pass? If you recall at the beginning, I talked about the instructions. The instructions call for that one size fits all, treating it just like a universal pasta when it's not. And for us as consumers, we read that, that's what goes to our mind. We just throw it in with whatever we want to have it with. And so we do this with pasta that has a unique ingredient. We've been set up to fail. From the consumer side, that sucks. From the business side, it's taking a look at your marketing, because you're marketing it as that one size fits all. And when you do that, you're going to have customers that are just going to say it tastes poorly. So I guess at the end of the day is, one, it becomes wasteful if you don't read the instructions. But more than anything is if the instructions are not correct to begin with. So that's where the real waste comes in. That's where the money gets lost. And so does the flavor. So I guess if things were advertised correctly from the beginning, we wouldn't be talking about a conditional fail, maybe conditional pass. So all in all, I hope you guys learned something from this. Again, flavor-wise, it's there. It has its conditional uses. It's not for everybody, but it is a good gluten-free option, a good vegan option, and heavy on plant-based protein. So if that's what you're looking for, and the side effect is that it's a good thing for the environment and your health. So think about that the next time you have a healthy meal. Could it be that we were set up to fail to begin with? I'm Dennis Arvizu, and this is Dennis' Sustainable Kitchen. Thank you for joining me, y nos vemos en la próxima. Cuídense.